match coming up for you. We are the Looking for Gold Scrims. This is the inaugural Winter 2023 tournament. I am your spicy hitman coming from South Louisiana swamps, Cajun Wise Guy. Tonight, with me, co-casting, is one of our favorite moderators and also a steward of this tournament, Asmund. Take us through the teams tonight. What do we have?
Well, today we're going to have Aimless eSports versus UKN Fantasia, two of the most powerful teams in the Milky Way galaxy. And that is what I think I'm like most excited about. I mean, these teams, obviously they could have been an Overwatch league, but decided to be an LFGS plat bracket because, right? Like, wouldn't you do the same thing? I mean, like, come on.
So this is a plat average team, right? The
Right.
maximum on the field talent can be 2.8K. Now we might see the occasional
Average.
diamond player. Yeah, the
Right. They
average.
could be up to
But
Diamond 4.
so with that in mind, we are not going to be burdened with the Overwatch League of mirror comps. It is the wild, wild west here, folks. This is plat. Anything can happen. Anything
Anything.
goes. What works is what the team practices. And I see both teams right now are getting ready. They are getting prepared. They're not quite there yet. One thing we in the Overwatch world at large, I think Blizzard just kicked off the Chinese New Year, so it was a good time to start this tournament, I say.
Absolutely. Definitely a good time to start the tournament. Um, I'm just excited because this is the first feature match of the Winter 2023 tournament. And we're going to have a lot of feature matches at this tournament, just like we did at the last tournament. We're going to have, hopefully, we're going to be moving these recorded VODs over to YouTube so that we can watch them for a long period of time. We can always have them available to us, just like in the last tournament. We got I think Mighty Owl is going to download those VODs and upload them straight over to our YouTube channel for you. And if you do want to check out like the last tournaments, last season 3 VODs, they're also available on our YouTube channel. So check that out.
And as always, teams keep making those scrim requests here on in our little Discord. That's why we're here. But in addition to saving me from having to go look at blinds for windows with my wife tonight, we have round 1 is consisting of 3 maps. Now, I believe Aimless Esports has the task of picking Busan, Lijiang Tower, or Oasis.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to just go ahead and show you guys the map pool real quick. So I'll pull that up there for you. So you can see the map pool here. And I think there's some stuff going on in chat right now. People want to move around a bit. I don't know if you're seeing that there. You are host. Okay. And then, yeah, so the first round is going to be a control map, going to be between Busan, Lijiang Tower, or Oasis. And the second round is going to be Kings Row, Midtown, or Parisio. The round 3 is Escort with Dorado, Shambali, Monastery instead of Havana. We switched Havana for that. That was by popular demand, a big vote we did in our server. They wanted Shambali instead. And also Route 66. And for round 4 is a push between the 3 available push maps. And finally, for round 5, if we get to a round 5, that will be a tiebreaker. And it will be on control. All right.
Right now I'm getting the teams set up here.
Absolutely. Let's make sure as well that not everybody has all spec, because it does look like that is the default. Just want to make sure that we're all doing good.
I need Sput on Fantasia.
See some of you
But
guys
they've
in
got
the
5, so I need to kick somebody off here.
I do see some people in the Twitch chat, and once we get into the game, you'll actually see some of your Twitch chat messages on the screen. So that's exciting for you guys. You can cheer on your team, and they will be able to see it in the rebroadcast. So make sure to be here and cheer on your team.
Oh, he's on Aimless. Okay,
He's on Aimless. So that's integrity from him. All right.
And now we're one more for Aimless. Bionic is Aimless. Thank you, Blizzard, for this wonderful new interface for running matches in Overwatch 2. All right, I believe both teams are now settled in. We're on the right map.
What map do they choose, Cajun?
Well, we're on Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang Tower?
Lijiang Tower.
The one and only? The map where we get to see Symmetra? Oh my gosh.
All right, I need to have Yeti for Deku here. All right, Yeti for Deku. Now we're ready.
We are ready? Oh my god. No way.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to hide my chat, so that's if anything happens, you let me know that I need to see it. I'm going to hide that.
All right, production's ready. Caster's ready. Looks like team's ready. We are go for launch.
You're go for launch? All right.
But this town, like you said, this map, certain aspects of it here, are we going to be seeing some of the meta that afflicts the higher teams? Are we going to see Mercy boosted Sojourn? Are we going to see any shenanigans? Or are we going to be looking...
Are you also seeing applying update? I'm sorry. Are you seeing applying update?
I did not get that.
Oh no. Well, I might have to restart my video game because it's just saying applying update forever. So a little bit awkward. I'm going to quickly restart that. You just like bring me back into the game in just a moment, okay?
Will do there, co-caster.
Okay. Just give me a second there. Tell everyone that Oz has exploded. It's very cool. We'll be right back in there. It's a little glitch that's been happening lately whenever you fire into a spectator view of either replay or even a custom game, I guess. Sometimes it just says applying update and it never stops. See, Captain, if you see a sim, you're not going to cry. You're just going to love it. I know you are. As a Symmetra main.
All right, we're getting the spectates here locked into their respective teams.
All right, this better work this time. I'm almost back in.
Hitting up on 15 seconds here, and both teams are finally coming out here. As what's great about Blast, we can pause it.
Can you pause just for a second? All right.
We are taking a production pause here.
I don't want it to start without me, obviously, there.
But don't worry, we've got a couple seconds. Both teams are all set. They've got their comps worked out here. Once we get those up on screen from Az, I think this is going to be a super interesting match. Here we go.
Okay. Update for suspense. All right, here we go.
Here we go. We've got TP to point, and we've got Super Brawl.
Make sure I have all spec, by the way, if you don't mind.
Got it.
All right, here we are on point. Automatically, first fight, and it looks like the team that makes it to the point first is going to be the blue team, which I think in this case is Fantasia. I just want to make quick sure of that. Yep, that is Fantasia, just making quick sure. So Fantasia takes a quick first fight here, shoves them right back into their spawn room, absolutely does not care, just brings their fearsomeness to the table immediately.
Yeah, and Fantasia's in a great position here. They are situated for high mobility with Lucio and their hardcore brawl. If things get nasty, all they need to do is kite back to the point and hunker down.
Absolutely. They have the power of that Symmetra, where as long as they've got their turrets in place, I don't really know what Aimless eSports is going to do, although they could just walk around the turrets, which is what they seem to have done here, except that they just lost their Reinhardt. So at this point, I don't know if they're going to be able to turn this fight back around in their favor.
Well, if Fantasia's not careful, they're going to lose their own tank, and they did, so...
Absolutely. Got to be really careful there.
Now it's turning into just a mess here. Aimless pushing to point. They got a real danger here of taking this. They just got to get into the point and start swinging.
just trying to find a way to get... Oh, almost blocked the Shatter, but just not quite. Sput able to get all the way around them, gets a 2K Shatter kill, and that's another team wipe. Now 50% on the clock for Fantasia. Looking really, really clean from this team.
And that was a great example of losing situational awareness. You know the tank's out of play. You know he's coming back, and you don't square up on him as soon as he rolls in. The cost is you get a Shatter in the back.
Gotta have that awareness of Ryan running behind you. Like, that is such a key thing to keep in mind. Now, this is a big window. Throwing a Fire Striker. We see another Fire Strike coming through the window. It's making some space. That there's a wall coming from the other side. So, I mean, like, Aimless wants to get in on point there, but they've got to find a way to just, like, wait this wall out. And now they've got to just get through these turrets. These turrets are going to be rough for them. That's another
massive Shatter.
Shatter coming through, gets a bunch down, but there's a good beat in response from Apollo. Huge play from the blue team Lucio here.
Committing ults. It's all in at this point.
It is all in. Oh my, wait a minute. Ari kills 3.
Aimless taking the point. It didn't look good for them because I'm saying, yes, Sim Wall trumps Amp, Window, Matrix from the healer. You are not going to get through that. So they had all the cards in their favor. They could have held on to their ults, but they committed, they over-ulted, and now they're starting with nothing. So this is gonna be struggle for them. They're TPing in.
Here they are, they're in, they've set up some turrets, but the turrets go down pretty quickly here as they're trying to find their footing, and it looks like Aimless eSports kind of struggling to get a foothold on point there with that TP, almost as though, wait, which team is it? Aimless? Aimless was expecting Fantasia to go that direction.
Yeah.
To see.
And it's all up to Fantasia, I believe, just to bank their ults, and try to hold on. But because it's all going to come down to the 95, 98%, and then everybody presses Q.
We have an impressive TP into the back line, though. I don't know if they saw that coming. They thought the TP was going to come through window, but it turns out it comes on coast, and there's a fire back of another Shatter by Saber, throwing his hammer down, too. That was an incredible play.
Both Ryans giving zero damns about blocking Shatters, by the way.
Absolutely. Great on Loop Dage, and able to just TP out of there, not die, managed to get back to his team. So that was really awesome from him. We are still on the Symmetra here. Now the wall is going to come out. This is going to be the play that matters. 82%. This is the fight they have to win. This is going to be probably the final fight. This is where it all has to happen.
It's all in at this point. We're at 90%. Fantasia, all in. Sound barrier out. Pushing them out of the back of the point.
Pushing, though.
But our main tank is low. He needs a play.
There's the Sojourn running on the other side of the point here. Can they find the kills they need? It looks like Ice is going to get a couple picks. Ice gets 3. Reinhardt picks up the final 1, and overtime is in. Reinhardt's going to be able to maybe touch point here, but I think this round is over.
No, that was great work by Sput. He did great job. He came at the point, and he instead of going captain swing, he was establishing the perimeter within the point, allowing his team to work, getting all that damage off of him, being a big bullet sponge. But that's what you need to do as Ryan, not captain swing and charging and fire striking all the time. Let your team mop up these little, the squishies, and here you go.
Absolutely.
They are off to a great start here. Fantasia up 1-0.
Absolutely. And I love what you said. Like, the Reinhardt isn't someone that needs to go on crazy flanks or do anything crazy really at all. Just needs to hold the front line and trust that the rest of your team is going to get the job done and do what they need to do.
Right now, Fantasia TPing out of spawn, and they're immediately switching just to give that a little extra positional oomph.
Absolutely. What do you think about the the Junkrat pick from both sides here? I have seen that becoming a lot more popular.
I love Junkrat is great here. There's a lot of little corners he can bounce things off of, but we do have a little bit of a tank mix-up. Saber now on Ramatra.
How do you feel about Ramatra in today's meta?
He's the pokey tank, and then he has to go. He has to be kind of brawl. For him to be effective, he has to be brawling. He has to be up close and personal to really confirm those kills. Yeah, he could do a little bit. He could do damage mitigation, but his power comes in is kind of getting up into that with that speed and getting into that backline and killing your healers, killing your support, killing your DPS, because he's not there to counter the tank so much. He's there to go after your backline.
And that ultimate is fearsome, especially in this elo where there's a lot less understanding of counterplay. It seems like Ramatra ult really is just a fight ender. So we'll see if that comes out here.
And we do have a swap here on Spud. He off Ryan and now back on to Orisa.
Now we have the Rommel coming out as well, seeing if that's going to get the job done. The hands up, they just cannot seem to do enough damage to Ramatra here. Able to take all that Junkrat spam, no problem at all. Forcing all of Fantasia to go back into their spawn area and not being able to walk forward anymore.
And that's the danger with Ramatra. If you get over-aggressive, you out-accelerate your support, you lose your support, and suddenly you're down to main tank.
Absolutely. Now here's a big push. Coming from Fantasia, this is like a fight they really need to win. They've already given up 69% nice. And now they're going to come around White Room, see if there's anything they can do to make some progress in this direction, even against the power of the Junkrat on the enemy team. But look at the ults coming from Aimless eSports. I mean, they have everything they could ever want to work with, but it's still, I mean, it's also a lot of ults coming from the other side too. So it is pretty even. It's just a lot of ults on the table.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about Deku burning the sound barrier, but it's working for him. The tire had to pay off for Fantasia there. It had to pay off, and it didn't.
Now, okay, but Sput does get a couple here. Here's Window as well, so there's a lot of ults coming out from Fantasia, but it did work out for them. We really only have one more ult on the table from Aimless eSports, and that one ult being Overclock is a really good one. If on a good flank that gets a lot of kills, I mean, we could see Overclock just take this back. I mean, this has been a complete flip of the last map. Last map we saw 99% for Fantasia and until it flipped, and now we're seeing 99% for Aimless eSports, and it flipped.
Correct. Aimless eSports is up a little bit in the ult economy. They're looking for Ramatra. They've got Bamboozle on Sojourn, and if they get a Mercy pick, they might be able to win this just outright without having to go through the ult race.
Loss of the Overclock there as soon as they used it was a big play from Fantasia, but I don't know that it was quite enough. They still lost a bunch of space to Aimless eSports, and that space is going to enable them to recapture this point. We are now in overtime. Fantasia has to touch. Who is going to be able to make it? It's not. Oh, okay. Tracer was able to touch for a second there. Now Junkrat has to touch. This is still in. We have Ball now, but here is where the Ramatra ult is going to show us exactly why it is a powerhouse of an ult.
Yeah, you
this,
can't
I
go
don't
anywhere.
think you can win anymore.
This ult is going to stay here for a while.
It's going to stay until the overtime ticker is done. That is for sure.
All right, we've got ourselves a game here, 1-1, hitting into the final Lijiang map here, which is going to determine who draws first blood. But right now, both teams have demonstrated that they can get to the point, they can control the point, but I'm going to give the edge here to Aimless. I think they just have a little bit better ult usage and a little bit better target focus. Not much. We're going to see on a slight edge. So we're going to see it on this last map here. Again, we're looking at the team comps flowing out here. Yes, we definitely, this is why I like Aimless. They're going a little meta. We've got Pharmacy in play. Actually, Pharmacy in play for both sides. More dive, but they're sticking with Ramatra. I like that. Ramatra, if Aimless can get to point, they can hunker in. Fantasia, they got to get some poke kills because they're going dive.
And both teams opting into playing Pharmacy here, just by the way, and that's going to be pretty interesting. So which team do you think has a better edge for the Pharmacy? Which team do you think is more prepared for the Pharmacy than the other team? Tough question, I know.
That is a tough question. It's going to be... Yeah, I'm going to give it to Aimless because I think they're going to put a little less pressure on their support. And that's going to allow them to get a little bit deeper into point once they commit.
That's a kill for Loop, though.
Loop did...
Oh, the
great
direct
kill on Saber, taking Aimless main tank out of play right now. Now it's just cleanup. It's just cleanup for Fantasia.
Loop is nasty with these directs, actually. Okay. So Loop showing us what they can do. Now we get a hog swap from Saber on Aimless eSports. See, maybe is he trying to pull Pharah out of the sky? That would be pretty impressive if he could pull that off.
Well, you go hog, you get all the pressure off support, right? Yourself, and you can go for those environmental picks on this map.
Oh, did you guys see that direct? Oh, that was from like 30
that
meters.
Was nasty.
Oh my. No,
but a hog on point versus Monkey, it's gonna be a tough one.
Absolutely. Monkey not going to be able to stick around on point for too long, though he does have this bubble here. He's just going to be bullied off by the Reaper and the Hog. Like, I don't know how you're going to play Monkey into this team comp. Pharmacy, Reaper, Hog, I mean, you've got to swap off the Monkey, right?
Yeah, you have to make that adjustment right now. And the downside is he did make the adjustment. Sput is off. He's on to Hog. He tossed his ult away. That's a good call. That is a solid call.
You know, it was only a matter of time before both teams went Hog. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of time. You knew it was coming. We knew it had to happen. Pharmacy, Roadhog, both teams. Actually, wait. Oh, yeah, there is Pharmacy, Roadhog, both teams. Yep. Very similar.
Now we're going to see great Sput out tanking.
With the hook at the
Saber
right time.
With the hook into the drink. Ult's being committed right now.
And that's also a Kitsune rush onto point there, allowing Fantasia to get a lot of space on the point. Aimless eSports really have to give up a little bit there, especially after the loss of their Hog and the rush onto point. And so that seems like a pretty clean fight win for Fantasia.
Yeah, once Saber went down, it was pretty much fait accompli. So now the tide's been turned. I kept saying Aimless was a little bit better on point, but they overextended. They lost that safety, and so now they have to battle back into the point against Fantasia here. And right now, Sput is showing himself to be the stronger tank.
2 missed hooks from both teams. It looks like Aimless eSports Saber is trying to push as far as he can through the middle of the point. Gets caught by a barrage, though, from Loop. Get a res on Saber. Saber pulls in Sput. Sput is going down, and that's going to be another flip in favor of Aimless eSports. We are coming down to the wire here, 77-55. I don't know who's going to come out on top. I really don't.
It's gonna be close. What do they got to work with? What does Fantasia got to work with? They really only have Hog ult. They don't have Kariko to combo with like Aimless. Like I said, Aimless is doing ult combos and ult economy a little bit better. And that's coming out here on this last point capture. But it's going to be up to Sput to make a play.
Oh, okay. No hook kill there for Sput right on the beginning. Another hook missed. Any of these hook kills, it can just mean the rest of the map. Like this next hook kill could actually decide the map. Another missed hook from Sput. What are we going to see here? Saber misses a hook again. We're going to get a whole hog coming into point at any point now. I'm just trying to wonder when it's going to happen. There's a hook onto Saber. Saber goes down, and that is going to be a big play, but also Sput goes down. Ice gets 2. Ice goes down. We get a res off on Saber, and honestly, that is huge. I don't know how you're going to get over the fact that that's a res, but then we get another res onto Ice, and that is just not fast enough. Aimless
comes away. Yeah, Fantasia was really all in the Pharmacy, and the Pharmacy was so close to making some big plays there. Just came up ever so short.
What a close game. This was the 4K ult here, I believe. Huge Reaper play. The Reaper guy with the 2 big revolvers, right? Yeah, we know that. we love that.
So now, Aimless is up 1, and as a consequence of being at 0, Fantasia has map pick round 2 hybrid Kings Row Midtown Parisio. So I guess they're going to be taking scene here what they're going to be choosing, but I tell you, for Fantasia, this next map pick is going to be critical for them. If I was them, I think I would be going with a comfort pick here. Kings Row, maybe. I don't know if I would toss it over to Parisio. I don't know. Or because you have to say, look, were we losing that last map because we were making our own mistakes? Well, if you're making your own mistakes, settle the team down, go with a comfort pick. If you look at Aimless eSports as having outplayed you a little bit, then maybe you want to throw them a little bit of a curveball, Midtown Parisio. So we await their judgment with.
Absolutely. I wonder which I would pick. If I was Fantasia after that game, I think I would pick Kings Row. Not for any particular variable reason, but just because it's Kings Row, it doesn't actually matter who's picking the map, right? It just doesn't fucking matter. Parisio.
Set up. I believe either team really has any swaps here, so they're both we're. We maintain a tight ship here at looking for gold scrims on our matches. You pick the map, we're on.
Indeed. Okay.
So they've got their standard 1 minute here to organize themselves.
What are we gonna see here? I'm gonna call it right now. We're gonna see the most crazy thing from one of these teams. It's gonna be like Ball, Sim, Bastion. What are we gonna see? Like Moira and Brig. The worst lineup I can possibly think of. Let's see it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, disappointing. Although we do see Ari on the Widowmaker. That is kind of spicy. Okay, that's a little bit spicy.
Now, quick interlude here. Tournament manager, does the team get to pick defense or offense if they're not picking the map? They haven't mentioned it.
I actually don't know if that's stipulated or not in the rules. I want to say I've like seen something about that, but that's been like a decision that was made months and months and months ago, if anything. It might have just been carried over from the last tournament. I'm actually not quite sure. I have to look.
Yeah. Regardless, Fantasia is not making any comment, so we are rolling in.
Sounds good.
Fantasia on defense. Aimless eSports.
Alright, just going to go back and spawn, switch the hero. Just went for one little shot there. One cheeky shot.
You know, it's worth it. It's worth it. The time they're right there. Now, I do like Apollo on Zen. Not a normal support here. We see a lot in matches.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, Ari has swapped to the Genji. Let's see this happen. I want to see the Genji work.
We are full on dive.
We are going in. You don't see full on dive in this meta. This is not because this is not the meta. This is looking for gold scrims. This is a plat tournament game. That's exactly what we're going to see here. Saber going down pretty quick there, unfortunately. That's a deflect from Ari, as he's still going to try to keep taking space here without the tank. That's kind of interesting, although Fantasia is giving it to them. So Fantasia giving up that space.
They have to give up that space. They're backing up deep into the point here. Just give them, you're trading space for time. Yeah. And that's what they need to do, and stabilize. Once you stabilize, maybe you can poke back out, but Paulo off of Zen quickly, and on to Lucio. So that's a good pick there.
Now you see we got a pretty scrappy fight going on here, and it looks like there's like 5 little fights happening in all sorts of different places, and this is what you kind of expect in this tournament. But hopefully we will see some coordinated dive coming in right here on the Kiriko. It looks like they're going for the Kiriko. There we go. Kiriko actually does go down. Diva on point now. See what she can find. I don't know how much longer she's going to last. That's a mech.
Yeah, Fantasia knows that they're just trying to buy some time here. So setting up for second stage of Aimless takes first point here. 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
And another 230 added, so 425 heading out. This is a good time bank for Aimless. That was a solid take.
That was indeed actually a lot more solid of a take than I expected, and they're sort of like after Saber dying and recontesting with the monkey. So impressive to them, and it looks like they're going to dive the yellow building immediately. There goes the monkey shield, kind of on coast there. Perhaps a little bit too early, but we jump in anyway, trying to take the Baptiste off of the high ground. There comes the Primal. Lamp goes down as Saber gonna knock Baptiste out of existence over there on coast. Doesn't have to knock him off the coast, just go ahead and kill him with the Primal. Ice gets a nice 2k to even this out for Fantasia. Shoves the monkey off.
What Fantasia needs to do right now is they really need to stack on Orisa. Take away that backline. Take away that dive advantage.
Right.
And Looptage has got to get some production out of this tire. They're all in on his tire. His tire is going to stabilize him. If Aimless kills it, they're going to take second point.
We're going to watch Loopage. Loopage is... Man, I am not pronouncing that right. Loop's perspective here. And see how he's going to use this tire. Because this tire is kind of really what this entire fight's going to be about.
And the matchups have not been going in Fantasia's way because the aggressiveness and speed of Aimless hitting their backline is kind of throwing them for a loop. That's why I'm suggesting Fantasia just needs to collapse.
I can see what you mean. We're still not seeing the tire. Oh, here comes the tire finally.
Tire!
Although, probably going to lose his life for it. No?
Hey, one, you got the Tracer, but... Now they got Diva out of mech, so this... They can turn this around. They can turn this around. This is a winnable fight here for them.
Absolutely, especially with Ash on. Well, Ash on this high ground is actually really good. Ari up here, holding space pretty well up there for Aimless eSports. Kind of has to get pushed off of it though.
Not a decisive stabilization because both teams right now are aggressively vying for the card, but slowly going Fantasia's way.
Getting towards Fantasia's way, and part of this is because Saber doesn't have the mech, and without the mech, it's hard really to fight for any kind of space when you're kind of stuck on this Diva comp.
But you did mention Ari before. I like Ari on Ash, putting in a lot of good work, getting the flanks, getting those soft peaks, and putting a lot of pressure on the Fantasia backline.
Absolutely agree. And, you know, Ari's got Bob here, too. As well, we got Saber with Bomb. And I'm wondering how they're going to use these to sort of open the space up. That was a great wall from Luke just before dying there.
Fantasia's sitting on a lot of ults right now, but how are they going to use it?
Yeah, and Fantasia losing a few numbers here. I don't even know if Aimless needs to commit any more ults here to win this fight. They pretty much have already won it as long as they just hold the space they have here. It's gonna be tough for Fantasia to even like recontest this. It looks like it's snowballing, especially after that kill on Apollo.
Yeah, Sput going down early wasn't a good thing for them. So now it's just cleanup work here on aisle 5. Sput trying his best.
Whoa. Did you see Deco run back into the respawn? No, buddy. Not what you want to see.
Not what you want to see, and you know, Fantasia's not letting them just walk away from. I was thinking Aimless was going to be able to clean that up, but Spud committed an ult, and you know, they're making him burn time for sure.
Look how long Ice stays alive on the Tracer. I mean, he's just schmooving to the left, schmoove to the right, 1 HP, finally goes down. What a check.
And as long as, I was going to say, Spud can stay alive in certain line of sight, but they got the point. Aimless on to the third stage here, but Fantasia, hats off, burned a lot of time there, really was critical, and that leaves them only with really 140 left in the bank. And now Aimless has got a great ulticon. We've got Kariko, we've still got Bob, and we've got Sound Barrier. Absolutely. And if not, a Diva Bomb coming up here. So all the cards are in Aimless' favor. It's up to some really individual plays here from Fantasia. And I like Looptage the switch to Reaper.
Yeah, did you see Saber going for some of these crunch times? Kind of going for some meme plays. I've been seeing a couple of those. Looking for the crunch with the bomb. But we're going to throw the bomb down main, see what it finds. Isn't going to find anything.
It's not going to find anybody, but it buys you some space. Well, I guess it found Spud. Well, no, Bob's in play now, so...
Billy Bob is in play.
Hey, there's nothing like a snowplow in the winter like a Diva Bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah, all these players out of the way. Kariko is out, and we've got a Rhine in play here. Spot on Captain Swing. He's here just to grind this down into OT.
You know, I like the swap to Rhine here. I mean, the space is so much more closed in this third point that it kind of just makes sense to play just a more brawlier tank. So I do understand the swap to Rhine, although if you are going to play Reinhardt here, I kind of like playing Rhine, like start on the high ground, start from strong space, and contest the high ground, and don't play too far towards the first half of this point. Play towards the second half, which is kind of what they're doing, but they are playing really like too much on the low ground, I think. And I think that Aimless eSports is going to exploit them for that.
Well, it's OT right now.
It is OT now, so now it's time to put up or shut up.
And Loop H comes up big.
Comes up big. Exactly when you needed him to come up big. That's a shatter. Almost hit the Tracer. Very close. The Tracer moves the Rhine 2 times in a row. You're too good. You're too good for your own good.
All right. Fantasia, stabilize. A little bit of a solid first start. I think Aimless really kind of came through second stage, but Fantasia was able to just this monumental time burn right at the end of second stage and came up with a nice stop here third. So we got ourselves a game. You know,
Absolutely.
This is going to be down to, but what we're finding out is if Fantasia can get Aimless into a brawl match, they're the stronger team in that situation. Aimless, on the other hand, better at mobility, better at calling out targets, a little bit better ult usage. But so Fantasia's relying a lot on individual plays, hence the Reaper ult right at the end there. So here we go. They're going to be attacking.
Absolutely. So we're going to see another Winston on attack here from Fantasia now this time. And I think it worked out pretty well for Aimless eSports on their attack, but it looks like Aimless eSports has a different interpretation on how to defend this point. You see this?
Indeed. I like this. I like this. They're close in support. It's going to be critical for Ice on Fantasia to bring some value.
Absolutely. So it looks like we're going to see like a more Sigma-based approach, which means I think that they're going to prioritize making the fight last as long as possible and coming back to point. And as you can see here, Saber is pulling his team back, is going to hop across, but misses the jump. He's on the bottom. I don't know that. Okay, I don't know that Fantasia realized that Saber dropped there by accident, but
it's
they weren't
recoverable.
able to do anything about it. It's recoverable. They didn't do it. You never know. Never know. And it looks like, okay, as I said, we're just going to kind of play this long angle here, play for the very long distance that Ari has. Ari's going to have some nice sight lines here. Let's take a look at his perspective.
Yep, and they're going to make sure that they don't... Yeah, nice. Their spot goes down to Bamboozle.
Really tough to stage on what Aimless eSports is doing right now. Basically get the crossover so much open space just to get the position you're looking for.
Here's where Fantasia, I question a little bit here. Your main tank just went down. Why are you not resetting? You went for the res. You're trying to get him back in. I get it, but...
Yeah, this is definitely looking like an unsynchronized attack, and they're losing numbers for it. Looks like Aimless eSports not having too much difficulty picking off one by one, but if they can just bring themselves together, then they can do this.
They need to have an answer for Ari. Yeah. And it was going to be Ice on the Widow. Like I said, Widow had to bring some value. So back onto Tracer, but that's going to be a tall order. As Tracer, where are you going to go? You're not going after Mercy. Are you going after the damage boosted Ari? Going after high mobility Bamboozle?
Now they're all grouped up though. Look at Aimless. They're all in that corner, and that's a big juicy jump for Monkey. Can Monkey take this opportunity? And they just lost Ice.
Yeah, they just lost Ice. Like I said, I don't know where Tracer's going to go with this comp.
He could almost build a primal if he could cleave enough there. 73%, just not quite. He's forcing Lunar into a bad position there, and now they're going to be able to kill Lunar. So this is where we are now. 1 minute 45 seconds left. Fantasia having a little bit of a difficulty here, finding the dive they need.
Yeah, because there's such a heavy poke. You've got Soldier, you've got Ash, and both are being damage boosted by Mercy. Double meta, which means that half of the team is taken from Fantasia is taking a lot of damage just getting to point. They're burning cooldowns just to get to point, let alone actually engaging in the fight.
Let's see how Ari is really just like. Let's just see his view of this. Perfect coach gun there, like pushing the monkey off of the high ground, not really even able to land on the top, but then also Sput didn't use his bubble there as well. A Bob comes in from Ari to try to contest point. That Bob isn't necessarily contesting points, just contesting the LOS of point, and it looks like we get 4 kills on the table for Aimless eSports. There you go. There's the 5.
Fantasia takes it in the last few seconds here. So, Fantasia on the board, first point, rolling into second. They are behind in the time bank, so they're going to have to really roll second here. They're going to have to pull out some plays. We've got Ice back on the Widow. Again, we got to have some value there. Got to get a pick.
Got a nice angle down that hallway. Ash is kind of peeking it. Almost kind of peeks that. Really close there. Almost found something.
Yeah, Aimless is really... They're just negating the Widow right now. They're just not giving her any sight lines other than just kind of farming the Orisa a little bit, but they're not going to care about that.
Absolutely. And we got Bamboozle just running along this catwalk as well. Great position and just nice angle. There's almost no way that you can dive Bamboozle without getting poked out pre-dive. There we go. They wait for...
Great! Wow. Great kill. Sput jumping in on Bamboozle.
Yeah, Bamboozle jumped off the high ground.
A 2-for-1er. 2-for-1er.
That's good.
Got the Mercy in a res try, and now they got to take advantage of it. They're all in. They got to take advantage of it. They got to cap it right now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, burn every ult, press every Q, slam that keyboard. Now the time bank's even. They're rolling in. Fantasia, excellent position to take a win here.
I definitely agree with you. Aimless eSports there really prioritized not really contesting Cart throughout the whole time. Looks like Cart almost kept moving the whole time through second because Aimless eSports really prioritized holding the very end of the point.
Yeah, astute observation. They gave a lot of space, hoping it was going to buy him time, and it would have. But they got ults coming out right now.
Ice gets a pick on Mercy. That's really going to open this up. Although this window is just buying time for Mercy Deku to arrive back for Aimless eSports. Sput waiting to make a move, looking for the pounce. Waiting for any pounce.
And you're right. Aimless is in the stall game. They don't want to contest the cart. They're in the stall game. They're in poke. They're long range. They're looking for picks and taking advantage of it. Downside is, well, you're giving up a lot of space.
This is the primal, though. This is what they need. This primal coming out big, as well as the beat, means that pretty much Sput is invincible in whatever he wants to do, and he travels to Ari, sees what he can find, drops the bubble. Bubble's going to kind of protect him in his little space over there, but really needs to find Ari here. The team needs to find Ari. Ari needs to go down. There you go. Sput finally finds him. Loop goes down, and it's now, I think, a little bit tough for Fantasia to find a target. I mean, this is really when it gets scrappy. Ice finds Bamboozle, and Aimless eSports really just trying to fortify and point as much as they can. However, it's just on the low ground now at this point. There's just a lot of angles coming at them. And in here, now they're just on top of the enemy rush. That is not where you want to be if you're Aimless eSports.
Yeah, Kariko ult, perfect time. Lutage took all advantage of that Kariko ult and just burned that down. Fantasia brings it up 1-1. Again, great match tonight. Great match.
That's a good Paricio game, you know? Like, not one that, like, gets thrown all the way into, like, next rounds and all that. Not one that just gets full hell. Like, this is a good Paricio game. Gets to the final map here. And we see an awesome play of the game here from El Lunar. If that's how you pronounce that, I'm not sure if that is. Let me know down in the comments.
We are seeing the styles of the team. Fantasia, stronger close-up, stronger brawl. Aimless eSports, they like to take that distance, that mid-range game, that poke game, Sojourn. They've got Ash, and it does come down a little bit to individual play. I think Aimless made a little bit of a mistake on that second point there where, Sput came in and got a great kill on Bamboozle, the Sojourn player, and then they went for the res. Now you're down 2. And I think if they could have one thing back, that would be it, because they could have stalled time and let Bamboozle get back. But without your other support and a DPS down, that was untenable. At that point, Fantasia, just pound your keyboard, hit every Q you got, and just roll into that second point.
Absolutely. So that is now 1-1 Fantasia versus Aimless Esports. We're going to take a look at the map pool real quick. And Aimless Esports gets to select between Dorado, Shimbali, and Route 66. Now, what do you think about Shimbali? Because I feel like, honestly, people have been super 50-50 on this map. Like, they either love it or they hate it.
I like it.
I do too.
I like it in the, when I first started playing it, of course, I was just getting everything handed to me. I think I had to play it 20 times before I even got to see the second point. But I like it in the sense that it gives teams options. You can play different comps here because of all the flank routes. It's not, it's kind of Dorado-ish in that there's a lot of flanking routes to it. And so that gives teams options on how they want to play things. And so for me, I like the map.
Yeah, and I like the map too. And I think that some people develop an opinion they don't really like long range maps. But the thing is, like, Shimbali really is only like super long range, right in that kind of like the first part of first point. And then after that, like, there's some long angles, but you really can't call it a long range map after that.
No.
And so from there, like, there's a pretty wide variety of map geometry, which means that like different team comps are going to have advantages in different parts of the map. And I love that about it. So if you start losing in like one part of the map, then you might start winning in another part of the map without even having to change your team comp. And that's pretty cool. So a lot of viable strategies, a lot of valuable flank routes from like all kinds of different sides, creative flank routes, like going over certain walls and in some cases like over a building. And I think that's pretty cool. So some parts of the interior a little bit closed off, but other than that, like, that's a really beautiful map. That's like an awesome map.
And as always, Blizzard does a master's work on, the artwork, the design, even maps I've never agreed with on how they played. I always appreciated the look of them.
Can you imagine?
Looks
can you imagine when they switch the lighting for Shimbali? Can you imagine when they make that like bright morning? Oh.
Aimless has spoken. We've got Route 66 up, and I believe teams wanted to take a 10. Kind of.
Oh, they want to take a little 10-minute break.
Yeah, but me and you don't have to. We can power.
Absolutely
it's up to you. I can power through this. We are professionals.
We
here.
are professionals, dude. We could count to 1,000 so fast, bro. You start. Here comes my train again. This is the perfect time to get my train in the background.
There you go. Perfect
train. Choo choo.
Let that choo choo sound come through.
Now that we're in our 10-minute break, I want to thank as well our 25 viewers. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for 25 viewers. Really appreciate that. It shows like how popular these feature matches are getting, and how much more attention LFGS has been getting, like just even in the last like few months. Like our numbers have increased quite a lot. I think that pre-Overwatch 2 we were at about 600-700 people. We're at a little over 900 now, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I've always told people our little family, our little Discord server here, we aim to be the Elo hell of the sub 3,000. That's where we thrive. Every team, the team that I play on,
Elo hell.
Yeah, the non-toxic Elo hell, and it's. My team has always lived in this arena of gold and plat, and so having a Discord that's dedicated to this area that is the largest player base, maybe not as the most competitive, but it is the largest player base. And so giving them, yeah, there is a spot out here. You don't have to go out there into the other worlds and just scroll through Diamond and Masters and Grandmaster scrim requests over, before you maybe pick out that one scrim request that fits your SR. No, we are tuned to the silver, gold, and plat community because that's where we play ourselves. It's not, we have a vested interest in making this work.
Yeah, exactly. Try to post a scrim at 3K and see how long it takes for Mighty Owl to delete it. It'd be pretty quick. Pretty quick. She's on top of that shit, man.
3K, you just grab that third rail. That post is gonna fry.
I don't think they last longer than like an hour. I don't think anyone can make maybe in the crack of night. Like if you come in just to see like 2:30 in the morning, mods are asleep. Let's try for a 3K scrim.
Right. Let's just see if I can get away with it.
See how long you can get away with. I don't know.
See
Critic might catch you because Critic is also like super on top of it. Like every time like something happens on the server, like some crap goes down, I see Critic like at any hour of the day. He's like, no, that's spam. Don't look into that. Wow, you're just awake every hour.
Aimless has picked Route 66. How do you see this map going, knowing both teams have drawn blood, both teams have kind of got their styles down? What's your take on it?
Well, I think that Aimless eSports, just because they were willing to pull out the Ramatra on Li Jiang and their willingness to pull out the Sigma, okay, on Paricio, shows me that they're willing to play these pokier comps, and I do think the pokier comps do prevail on this map. So I'm gonna go with Aimless eSports. That's my vote for this one. Although I'm not saying that dive isn't possible. We do see Monkey. We do see like Genji's okay, depending on like if they can dive the top of the gas station here. We'll see. I don't know if they're gonna set up on top of gas station. I don't know if that's going to be the play or not. We'll see. We might see a Torbjorn come out. Maybe the dwarf comes out. We never know. So, yeah, I mean, we might see some hammer time. That would be pretty cool.
More interesting question.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think Aimless picked this because it is a pokey style map. You can run these types of comps here very successfully.
Yeah.
How is Fantasia going to counter this? Because as we saw on Paricio, they until they got close, they were struggling hard.
Yeah.
They that first point was not easy for them. They constantly got shut down. So until they got up close and personal, they did not get a lot of mileage. So now, Route 66, if they run that same strategy again, I think it's going to be a little more difficult for them to get close here. I think it's it's very much a comfort pick for Aimless, says me. And I agree with all the points.
It's also that Fantasia, I mean,
and we got to get Apollo to open up his profile there. We just want to do a little skill check.
Yeah, definitely. All these profiles have to be public in this little lobby here. So make sure your profiles are public. That is the rules. And what I was saying was, I think that Fantasia did struggle a little bit on their dive there in Paricio, just a little bit, but they brought it back and they showed us that they can do coordinated dives when they put their head in the game and they get the job done. And so what that tells me is that maybe now, especially after this break, after a little bit of a water break, maybe a bathroom break, now they're going to have their head in the game. It is 1-1. Right? It's 1-1. It's time. It's 1-1. If you're going to put your head in the game, this is the time to put your head in the game, right? And so maybe now we see a stronger dive coming from Fantasia. And if that's the case, then we could see this start turning around a little bit, because I think that a really well played like Monkey Genji Tracer comp actually does pretty well against the spam comp. I think that does actually do pretty well. So if you can be all coordinated with it, you can have your synchronized pressure, you can pull that off. And I think that's what they can do. It's got to put their head in the game.
I'm going to toss something out here.
Oh?
I'm going to say, since both teams are 1-1, both teams have shown their styles to be effective in the right situation. I think you double down on what your team knows. You don't even care about what the other team's running. I don't think Fantasia is caring what Aimless is running. I don't think Aimless is caring what Fantasia is running.
Right.
Because both teams have shown, hey, we can win this our way. And we are going to win this map our way. And that's what we're going to roll out as.
Ooh.
You know, I would say if one of these teams was down 0-2, now you start having that discussion. What do we need to fix? What do we need to adjust to? How do we get them out of their rhythm? But now that they're both even, I think this is just going to be another knockdown brawl or a fight between two radically different styles of teams. This is why we're casting this style, this SR is so much fun because every hero is viable, every comp is viable. It comes down to how well you execute. We're rolling into the last 2 minutes here. We're going to be launching here. It's good old on the 55 mark here for whatever time zone you are in. And we've got Getty. Love Getty is the coach manager for Aimless eSports, and Carbonatrix is the opposing skill master for Fantasia. That we always want to give a shout out here to the the support staff here that don't get to see a lot of the screen time as the players do.
Absolutely.
And everyone, thank you for joining us tonight on this inaugural match here, the Winter 2023 tournament. And it's been a great match tonight. So if you are joining us late, both teams are tied up 1-1 with Aimless eSports taking Lijiang Tower on the first map and Fantasia coming back on Parisio to take it there. So now we're heading into Route 66 here within a minute, and we're going to see which team really is going to be taking the momentum, because momentum is a thing here. If they can go into round 4 with a win, which is push, which is New Queen Street. We haven't talked about the maps. New Queen Street, Coliseo, and Esperanza, round 4 push. We're going to, you want that momentum. You want that win.
Push is all about momentum, right? Like
this is not a best of. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is not a best of. This is a league. All 4 maps are played, regardless.
Well, the first 4 maps are played, right? And we just have the last map scored if it's done. If it's 3-1 or 4-0, last map scored. If it's 2-2, we actually play the last map. But it's not like you do play the 4th map even if you are 3-0 so far.
All right, just waiting for the seconds to count down here. So I hope everybody's back to their bathroom break. We gave them 10 minutes. Gave them the warning for the countdown. And here we go.
Traveling to Route 66.
I love seeing all of the shout outs in chat for both of the teams. It's really cool to see both teams have support in the chat. And so that is really cool to see. Thank you for everyone on both teams coming to support your team today.
And even if you're not with each other's team, we're glad you're here because this is a great match. Neither team has shown any dominance in any one way. So if you're showing up a little bit late, you're perfect time, actually. You've got the suspense.
You do have the suspense. I mean, you're not coming in with one advantage. I mean, this is 1-1. Both teams feeling the heat. And by the way, do you see what Saber's looking to play? Is this real?
Is this real?
Is this real?
We've Joker Queen got a little bit of a buff here in the last patch, and we have it. Like I said, every hero at this rank has a chance of being viable. And we're gonna. Oh, come on, Saber!
Come on.
I wanted to see that so bad.
Wait a minute! We're gonna do it.
Maybe
we're gonna see it.
We're gonna do it.
Oh, he gives the speed boost in the beginning, but they didn't really use it too much. That was clever.
That was clever.
Interesting.
Yep.
We're still looking to see this hook in the beginning could just like mean the whole first fight. Depending, that's a big boop though from Loop. able to take the hog off the high ground, so you're not going to see any crazy hooks from the high ground. He's going to have to peek that first corner if he really wants anything. Now he's going underneath the tunnels. But might get hooked here, and so will Apollo. Oh, the hook misses. Okay, so a little bit of tempo here for Fantasia. They're still alive.
Cart progresses around the corner in front of the station, and right now we've got Fantasia locked into the top, and they're going to be stopping this cart here right now, and we're into the brawl.
You'd think, but I mean, it does look like Sput just wants to contest from high ground. Although if you take this strategy, you're liable for that to happen, where hook is just going to come
Saber
through.
On the ice.
That hook is huge.
That's why everybody loves and everybody hates Hog.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if everybody loves Hog. You're going to have to explain that one to me. I don't know where that's coming from.
There's got to be one person.
Okay, 6 might love Hog. That guy probably loves Hog. I'll give you that. Here, a couple more deaths coming in from Fantasia means that Aimless eSports is going to just kind of take this first point pretty quietly. Not a whole lot happening so far. No ults yet this game.
Yeah, I think, you losing Ice really took the wind out of them, because Sput needed to commit to that fight sooner so that Aimless's Hog wasn't just looking for a pick. I'm sorry, but your job as a risk on the Hog is just to stop those picks, cause distractions. Don't let him get around, because that's what he's going to do. Hogs are going to hog.
That's another missed hook from Saber there. He almost had it. Now, I'm not saying his hooks are bad. He's gotten a couple of good hooks here. There's another one. I mean, this is the clock, though. Every time you see that hook come out and miss, that means it's on 8-second cooldown. And I think there's a lot of opportunities here, if you are Fantasia, to use that as a trigger to actually make a play and actually make maybe a push onto the enemy team.
But at some point here, Fantasia has got to commit to the cart. They can't just wander around on high ground. You can't, even if Saber's missing hooks, he's not going to miss 10 in a row.
Right.
He's
hitting like every other hook here. Yeah, he's hitting like every other.
You can't play that game. You have to get onto the cart. You have to get into his face, and you've got to stop the momentum. And until they do that, you're just giving Saber way too many chances, because every time that Aimless pushes the cart, it's off a Saber hook.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Indeed. So, here we're going to see Sput swap to Hog. That's kind of what I expected here. Whenever the Hog's feeling pretty oppressive, sometimes it's got to match the Hog. And so that's what we're going to see from Sput. And at this point, I think the Junkrat's going to be a lot more effective, especially Luke here. Oh, well, he does die, but he does have
hooked out of the res. Great job there by Sput to hook the res there. Stop that. But now you got to commit. You got to commit here. You can't. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got things going out there. Yeah. Now they just don't overcommit. Don't overcommit. Got to have something in the tank.
Indeed. Okay, so Loop is back, and this is where Junkrat really shines, I think. I mean, you've got defender's advantage. You've got like a closed space. So this, if you're a Junkrat player, this is kind of what you wait for. This is like what you really live for. This tire could be huge if they don't kill the tire. That's a rush. So Aimless eSports going to be coming in. This is a perfect opportunity for Loop to pull up the tire, which he's about to do. Here it is. Goes down. Bamboozle comes out with the 2K.
Tire kill with the visor. Yep.
Yeah. Does visor kill tire now? That change happened, right?
Oh yeah, visors have killed tires for quite a while now.
Yep.
that's been a thing. So the cart proceeds unimpeded. And with the 3-minute 40-second time bank, this is going to be a tall ask to hold this. Fantasia really needs to buckle down right now and settle in and get those ults up. You're a little ahead of the ult advantage. You're a little ahead of the ult game, but you need to not squander them. So you've got Bob is going to be coming online, and you've got Hog coming online. I don't think they're going to be able to combo with Kariko here with Fantasia unless they're super patient and make some picks on this next push.
That hook is exactly what you do not want to see if you're Aimless eSports. Now, you can't really go in 4v5, not unless you can find a hook right now. Yeah. If you can find a hook right now, that might change, but you're not finding it, and so you really just have to wait. This is just becoming a poke battle.
If Saber finds a hook right now, that's bad on Fantasia, because you've got this fight won. You're just going to wait for them to reset, get your cooldowns back, call them out where they're coming,
That I was surprised to see. Sput goes for the hook, misses, and then re-peeks the angle, gets hooked in himself. Now we have dueling whole hogs, though, but Sput is going to ultimately, after the dominoes have fallen, finally die to that mistake. And here we have Aimless eSports making a huge push as they are going to deal with the tire. The tire gets
nice
two.
tire, great
Ice
tire.
Gets the lamp. Oh my god, what a turnaround. That could have been
Ari
really bad.
bamboozled down from tire. We gotta res onto Ari. Is it enough? It's gonna be tough here. We've got Bobbin playing the back line.
Bobbin midfield. What?
Well, he's covering the cart. That's you know what? He's covering the cart. Nobody's coming near it. They're buying time.
Indeed.
That's what they got to do. You're not going to retake this point, so all you can do is buy time and just be very smart about your cooldowns and your ults.
Absolutely.
We've got Window coming out here. Aimless trying to... I don't agree with that hook there, but... Ooh, Ari gets a pick on Loop Ditch.
That's kind of what you need, though. I mean, that's how you make progress here. If you kill the junk, then all these angles, like, all of a sudden a lot less random damage is coming through them. Yep. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Aimless eSports now able to take over the semi-truck on the upper left. Is exactly what you want to see. And Saber getting a pick onto enemy Kiriko is what Aimless eSports needs to finally maybe clutch this out. What kind of ults are we going to see coming from Fantasia here? There's the Kitsune Rush going to point. Ice trying to kind of stay on point, also in the rush, a little awkward, almost finds the kill on Mercy, very close. There's a high noon.
And there we go.
Wow.
Aimless caps at 1 minute, 4 seconds.
Crucially more than a minute, right? Like, that's...
Crucially more than a minute.
That's important.
Not by a lot, but they got it, so...
Yep.
And it I think if Fantasia could have replayed this, I would go back and say, you need to contest first and second stage a little harder. I get it, you're playing for poke, you're playing for ults, but at the end of the day, you just can't let the cart roll through those two stages.
Yeah.
So, because they did, your third stage, you're forced to be on it. You can't let that happen. So now you have to take the fight to the cart. And Fantasia did burn off a lot of time. Keep reminder that, Aimless walked into this point with, almost 4 minutes. So to be down a minute, that's acceptable. It makes it a game. So we're flipping the sides now.
Yep.
And we've got Fantasia on attack.
Rather oddly, Saber elects not to play the Junker Queen here. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a missed opportunity.
Obviously.
Clearly.
This is the moment where you just want to, I don't know, stand on top of the gas station and get like a perfect throw of that dagger. It was going to go over the plateau, and it's going to find the spawn room. And then if there's a glitch where if you pull it at the right pixel, they actually go flying over the canyon and land on top of the gas station. Now, I'm joking about all of that, but it'd be pretty cool if they did it.
Yep. And here we go. We've got... Saber's on Hog, not unexpected. Whoa. But we've got Deku on Bamboozle and Ari. Again, we saw this combo from Aimless with the damage boosted Soldier and damage boosted Ash. And so now we've got Ice on Widow. Gotta get some value. Gotta get some value.
Swap. Okay, so they just scouted out the comp and then swapped to a Sigma comp. Not to mention, by the way, Apollo on a very interesting pick here with the Brig. I want to see what they plan on doing with this. What is the point of the Brig play here? Because I personally have no idea. There we go. You know what? I just saw it. Every time that Saber goes for the hook, he's going to get a flail to the face from none other than Apollo.
Yeah, she's kind of subbing in for Orisa. When the Hog goes for a hook, you spear Hog, stop that hook, stop that combo.
I love
it. Yeah, you can do it here, but right now we've got Ice trying to work that back line. Fantasia pushing that cart. Almost quite there.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got the picks they need. I mean, Fantasia's got this fight win. It's just a matter of how many ults are they going to use to secure it. It looks like the answer to that is one more, and it's going to be the Sig ult.
Great time bank here for Fantasia. Rolling into second is 5, and it comes down to Aimless. They need to make some adjustments here, or get some positions and get some kills, because we are seeing Ice in the back line doing some damage, along with, like you said, we've always said Fantasia's the better brawl team. Aimless is the better poke team. But right now, the Brawl is beating the poke.
Does seem like that. Now we see Saber making the swap over to the Ramatra against the Sigma, and I think that's an interesting choice. We're going to see how that goes. I have not seen a whole lot of Rom versus Sigma so far in my Overwatch career. Just a little bit here and there, but I think there's a lot of play behind it. Loop on top of the Saloon right now, just kind of like laying in that territory for his own team. Jumps up top of the high ground here, and it doesn't look like Aimless. Yeah, okay, yeah. When Ice gets two like that, I was gonna say I don't think Aimless is really getting around with angles as much as they should be against Fantasia, and here especially with being two down, there's not really much they can do. Apollo is just bullying Bionic Berry in the enemy backline as Brigitte, if that tells you anything. And here comes Saber.
Here comes Saber.
Okay.
You know, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looptage comes up big.
Yeah, that is be what it do. And I'm really impressed with this Brig pick, actually just kind of like pushing point. They're not really contesting the Brig very much. I don't think Apollo has died. We're seeing the new meta, okay? I think everyone else is wrong. Everyone puts Brig in the bottom, but I think we got to put Brig back to the top. I think that it goes S tier Brig, A tier Kiriko, right? Because like Kiriko's okay, but look at Brig right now. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Brig is causing problems for him right now.
Causing some problems,
does not have an answer. So we've got what Aimless has to. Oh, so we've got big time bank here. Fantasia's rolling in. They've got 4 minutes to, you know, try and get up to there. Again, 1 minute on the clock. They got to push it all the way. But they're in a great position here to be up on the time. And like you said, having the Brig out there is causing a lot of problems. But for me, Looptage is the critical player. He cannot waste his ult like he did last time. He has to get some real big value. He's the big man on campus. He's just trying to. Looptage is trying to get that ult up.
Absolutely, and look at Deku in the back line doing some Reddit Lucio, some clean movement here as well. Now he's going to just speed his team back into play. Here, if we can try to get back control of the high ground, just imagine what we're going to try to do here. This beat is actually huge. Now we're going to speed into the enemy team. Rheincomp looking pretty good. Looks like Loop has to get out. It dies to a long-range sniper fire strike, the exact kind I like the most. Is Lunar going to stay alive here? Probably not. Probably going to die. There you go.
Everybody just needs to reset, reassess, and because we know the cards are on the table here, and we've got Nano, we've got Looptage coming up with Blossom, and we've got Rally.
I'm excited for the rally. Are you excited for this rally? Because like,
we want to hear a rally. We got to hear the rally.
I want to see this rally because I mean I'll be real with you. I don't know if I've seen a rally in the last month. I just have not seen this hero. I just haven't seen this. I want to know who's teammate.
We've got 89% on Looptage. I'm just watching. He just has to be so careful and not getting picked because he's at 94%.
Oh no!
I'm just waiting for that Nano Blossom. I'm just waiting for it.
Here comes the rally. The first one. The first rally.
He's at not quite there.
Oh, he's gonna kill the Ryan. Brick takes down the Ryan and the Kiriko. Oh my god, Apollo's insane right now. Apollo is just killing everyone, laying waste the entire enemy team. Holy shit.
Nice. Fantasia. Excellent cap. 1 minute. They're at 201 versus 104.
Score.
Wow.
Oh, they're on the defense. Fantasia. Match point.
We got time banks for both teams. We have creative team comps from both teams as well. So, honestly, I don't know how you could watch any other Overwatch at all. I mean, like, you're not going to see these comps in anywhere else. This is where you find them. No, right here.
This is right here. Looking for gold scrims, tournaments, wackiness, any comp, anytime. This is what it is. We as casters we can't predict it because it's unpredictable.
Right.
We can go to Overwatch League. Yeah, I can already write down what they're going to play.
Yeah, exactly. I already know what 4 heroes they're going to play for sure. The others is a dice roll, honestly. So still no Junker Queen knife over the canyon strat, as I tried to explain last round. But we are going to see Fantasia with the Sigma and the Bat Mercy Ash Reaper. Interesting. The Reaper is an interesting choice here. So by playing Reaper, you almost imply that you're expecting to brawl. So that's kind of interesting. You don't see Reaper with the Sigma comp too often. We're going to see how they're going to do with that. I'm not seeing the Brig again. That's interesting.
Yeah, we've got a combination here, Fantasia. Like I said, I like loopage on Reaper. I think he could get a little bit more production out of his ult. Man, he was so trying hard with that nano to click that over. But I like him here on Reaper.
No! If you're Sput, that is not what you want to see.
That is dangerous.
That's what you gotta have your shield for.
The pucker factor went up tremendously.
Oh man. Bamboozle lands a headshot on Ice. Ice gets res. So we're back to 5v5. Loop is in, has to Wraith out. Sput is hooked in.
Like Sput again is in trouble.
They got the lamp out too. A couple more picks also on the kill feed means that Fantasia needs to back out. This is get out now.
Yep.
Quit while you're ahead, you know. So I love seeing Aimless eSports also taking top of this gas station here and make sure that they're just not giving up any space. They don't want to just put 5 on cart, and I love to see that. It's good play. There's the Sonic Arrow, so they know what's coming. Loop doesn't have ult here, so he's not going to be able to just blossom his way through this. Here we're going to have finally a Reese on cart. Big dynamite.
Looking for a big play. We've got excellent work here by both Mercies, putting in OT here, but advantage right now is slowly going to Fantasia's way. If they can get one pick. Bob's in play. Bob is in play,
and that whole hog you were hoping to push Fantasia off the team entirely. Not quite. Ooh, that hook landed, but Javelin stunned it, so that was a perfect Javelin from Sput there to just clutch that. And at the same time, Ice gets a 2-piece. That's huge from Ice. Ice absolutely laying waste to the enemy team right now. Got a really good, strong position on top of that gas station. And I think Aimless eSports needs to do something about Ice. Ice now has a 3-pick. Huge dynamite. Ice is taking over the game. Can somebody stop this person? That's we're on ball now for Saber. Saber really going for the final touch picks as this overtime has now lasted for like 30 seconds. Ice still on the top. Landon picks. That's a 4K now for Ice so far in this fight. It res.
There we go. Come on.
Let's go in for the ult. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, that would. At any given time, I'm thinking Fantasia has it. No, wait. Aimless is coming back. You know, if both teams are making great individual plays, just saving it for their team for so long. Nonetheless, Fantasia has come up with a great hold, and now they've got 2 minutes to get it around. How is Aimless going to adjust? Because so far, you could argue their holds have not been as effective as they would like them to be.
You know what?
Now is the time to make the adjustments.
I got 2 words for you. Dive Brig. Apollo? Dive Brig. Yes, we got Dive Brig. Here we go. Wait, okay, it's not Dive Brig. Okay, it's just Brig. But you know what? I respect it.
And we haven't seen this character, but Ari's on it. Yes.
First, oh my God. Wait a minute.
First spotting tonight of May.
Knock, knock.
How many of you have got May on your bingo card tonight? Yeah, fill that one out.
Yeah, fill that one out, losers. Yeah, you can't because it's not there. But I mean, neither is Brig, so no one's bingoing tonight. Look at this close strat. I love seeing this on Route 66. Aimless eSports looking to just do a super close hold here, and they've got the right idea with May. Now the question is, are they going to get overwhelmed by too many angles? We don't know. We'll see. So far, good start. That wall is exactly what they want to see. It does cut Sput off the rest of the team, although the wall does drop before Sput actually dies. So it looks like we're still doing fine.
Yeah, Aimless is, Fantasia back to spawn. Making some adjustments or just a reset?
Yeah, they're going to have to go. They're switching to Brawl with Bap Lucio. Ryan Bap Lucio, yeah. And I think the Widow might want to be coming off of this too, unless I guess maybe you could land a pick here. But really, if you are going to try to match this Brawl, oh, that is what you want to see. Ice popping off, coming alive, showcasing their Overwatch League career tonight. This is exactly what's going on. That's another pick for Ice. That's another pick for Ice. Wow. Just cracked that one wide open. Never mind. I didn't mean to say that you should switch up your hero, Ice. Please do not come at me tonight when I'm sleeping. I'm afraid of you.
All right, so now it's ride the cart or buy at times. So they've got 2 on cart. They've got 1 Ice, as always, outside. And now it's the gamble. Now they've spotted them. Sput is trying to get them. They're doing a great rotation. Aimless rotating around the top, trying to get to that cart. Now it comes down to Aimless has got to focus. They got to get somebody knocked out of this fight because the time is running out, down to the last 30 seconds.
There's a valuable wall in a position where I don't think there are a lot of valuable walls. So props over to Ari to find that, but that's a Shatter. Shatter's not going to really find the value they need because this window is pretty well placed. That wall isn't going to isolate anyone, unfortunately. We are seeing dueling Rhines now, by the way.
Two ults were racing. Is Ari on Mei at 82% Luptich? On Death Blossom at 97%. Luptich is out of it.
So now it's just Apollo on point.
Apollo on point.
Oh my god. It's just back and forth.
Aimless.
Aimless. Then Fantasia.
Hold.
Oh my god. Are we going to see?
The Mei comes out. I mean, the Mei had an influence, just like the Brig for Fantasia. You know, it's
Indeed. We don't unfortunately get to see the Brigitte play of the game as we definitely should have. But we do get to see this, whatever Roadhog thing is. Very cool. Awesome. We love Roadhog. Roadhog, fun hero. Thank you, Blizzard.
All right. Aimless eSports with the momentum. 2-1, rolling into round 4, which is push. We've got New Queen Street, Colossio, and Esperanza. Fantasia's pick.
Fantasia's pick. And, man, Fantasia, I think they're going to want to go with Colossio. If I were to have to pick the map best for Brawl between, well, I don't know. Esperanza's kind of, you know, I think, I don't know. Esperanza and Colossio are kind of fine for both. I think New Queen Street is not as good for Brawl. There's a lot of long sight lines in New Queen.
And what did we see out of Aimless eSports? Brawl with Mei. And they dominated that first point there on Route 66 as a hardcore defense. They took Fantasia by surprise.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Are we going to see Aimless kind of bring out the Brawl card a little bit? Because so far, they've been all poke all the time. And then we flip it around. You know, Fantasia again with Ice. Ice on Widow looks to be getting the hot hand. Are we going to be seeing almost a flip here? If Ice has got the hot hand on Widow, maybe you kind of pick that around that. They have made their pick. Carbonectrix is saying Esperanza.
Okay, Esperanza. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, no, I think this is going to be pretty good. I personally like Esperanza the best. Maybe it's the fact that it's the newer of all the maps. Maybe it's because Esperanza just looks amazing. Have you found the little cookie bakery in Esperanza yet?
No.
No? Well.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
I'll show you the cookie bakery. We'll get there. I definitely will feature the cookie bakery. It warms my heart every time I see it.
All of you advanced players with your little tips and tricks on these maps.
Indeed, that is an advanced tip that I use to climb in ranked, is that little cookie little plate, for sure, definitely.
Now, I am giving both teams here 2 minutes collectively, talk about stuff. You know, this is the final map here. Get the jitters settled down here. We're rolling up on 8:21 here. Give them a little timeout here for both sides to collect things. And then we're going to launch into this map, and we might. All right, don't want to cast or jinx this, but the potential's on the board that we walk out of this map with a tie.
I know, that's what I was going to say. You said this is the last map, but then I'm like, what are you saying, that Aimless eSports is going to win? Because I don't know about that. I mean, we just saw some pretty crazy stuff from Ice.
Yeah, if there was one map that Fantasia is looking at, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, the girl that they wish they would have asked out, that would be Route 66. I think they had that. They got surprised by Aimless eSports with the May and the close hold brawl. So I think that's one that kind of got away from them. That was their map to win. So
Indeed.
well,
yeah.
It's, can they, being on stages before, you just got to push that stuff out of your head and focus on the map that's in front of you. Past is the past, and you got to come out swinging here. So we're down to 1 minute here, and we're going to be launching on 8:23.
All right. Exciting stuff.
But by the way, as for everybody, thanks for watching us. And we're rolling into the potentially maybe tie round 4 here on push with Aimless eSports up 2-1. It is Fantasia's game here, and here we go. Thanks for joining us tonight. Looking for gold scrims.
Welcome
All right.
Esperanza.
Entering into Esperanza, if you're Fantasia, you need to think and understand that this is the game. This is like the map that's like really on the line, because you need to win this to stay in this game. Like, this is the one you got to win. You got to win this one.
And that sort of pressure,
Yeah.
players react a couple of different ways. Some, you can really use that to focus down, tighten up the comms as the team, focus on what your plan. Every single fight has got to have a plan. You've got to have your IGLs making good call-outs. You got to have your comps on point, or you get a little bit of the jitters. Maybe a little bit of the jitters. And so we're seeing the comps kind of filtering in here.
And what I'm surprised to see from Fantasia is no Telly Bastion strategy. I thought I signed up for the LFGS tournament where we have weird strategies. What is this meta?
We can only shake our head in a disapproving
You're
manner.
right. Oh my gosh.
It is. It's Dad looking at you with just that shaking of a head.
Where's the Telly Bastion, dude? Like, come on. And it does look like Aimless eSports. Okay, well, maybe they're not going to get to the cart first. But actually, it looks like Fantasia is going to kind of get to the cart first with Ice, as Reinhardt from Fantasia does start walking up the stairs to see if they can get that brawl up there. Loop goes down pretty quickly there.
Ice is
about to
down.
unlock. That's a lot of picks there for Aimless eSports. Really on point with the coordination here. Really finding their way with this Roadhog comp, unfortunately, for Fantasia.
Now, Push is an interesting map, or interesting play style. Let me put it to you that way. Sometimes it is beneficial for you not to push it, or who you have pushed the cart is great important. That's why I'm looking at Aimless. Who's pushing the cart? Kariko. Why? Because she can TP out at a moment's notice. She can drive Jason deep into the territory and not have to worry too much about it.
I'm ready for this Tracer Bamboozle to jump on top of the enemy team and find an incredible play. He's really sniffing it out. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, Bamboozle definitely on Tracer is working. But we had Ice on Tracer. She swapped back, went back over to Ash. Great anti. And I see Loner. We haven't talked about Loner too much tonight. Support for Fantasia on Ana. And again, getting those antis in on Saber is going to be a game changer here for Fantasia. Right now, Fantasia has Jason pushing it around the corner.
I want to let you know as well that we do have a brig in the room. I just want to say that. It's very important. Apollo on the brig. I'm your biggest fan. That's all. I just wanted to say I'm your biggest fan.
But the ult economy is looking greatly in favor of Aimless right now, Aimless eSports.
Absolutely.
And we've got a committal here from Sojourn. Anything of it? Not quite. Wow, Saber's got Sput down.
This whole hog from Saber is actually going to make so much space for his team. I mean, he's just pretty much pushed the entire enemy team over the bridge, which is just an incredible amount of space for any tank to make.
Yeah. Right now we're waiting for Fantasia to reset and regroup. And a key play here is going to be Bionic Berry cleansing Lunar's antis. That's going to be a key tactic here for both players.
We see Deku going for some Reddit Lucio play, not quite realizing there's a Bob behind him. That's going to be...
Nana was in play. They had to commit everything here because you cannot let Aimless take that point. They had to commit everything. But they've got... What do we got? We got Death Blossom, we've got Hog, we've got Rally.
Absolutely.
And Aimless now is looking on the back foot. They do not have a lot of ults to defend this point.
Well-placed rush and a well-placed beat, though, means that they can resist quite a lot that's going to come at them in this next fight. Although they are going to have geometric disadvantage. I mean, they're going to be playing against high ground here. Although here comes Loop with a big ult. See what he can find here. That's one, and Sput finds another. Apollo does go down. The beat comes out. Perhaps not quite good enough to stay alive. Oh, maybe it is. You're seeing just a couple more on point.
Close.
Yeah. Deku just trying to stay alive for as long as possible.
I don't know if they're going to be able to cap it, but they're going to tie it up in progress for sure.
Absolutely. Just looking at the aerial view here, it does look like Saber is not going to make it in time for the cap. And this is big.
They got the forward spawns now. This is a great. That was a great. I was looking a little doubtful there. Looks like Aimless was going to pull that around, especially with Brig going down early. But Apollo's back in the game with Rally, so they've got a little pocket Rally here to save them. It gets a little nasty.
I am looking forward to this Rally, and I'm thinking it's just going to be for the Hog, and I think we're going to see it right here. Absolutely. As Brig is not going to let her Hog just die. She's going to jump off the high ground and rally with him, although that pulse bomb, unfortunately for Apollo, does find...
Super critical. Bamboozle, hats off. That was a great heads-up play there.
Absolutely. Pretty good. Now
coming in with the clutch play there.
Absolutely. So we're seeing Fantasia now coming back, trying to regroup with the team. One thing that they've got going for them, at least in this moment, is that they are ahead on the bot. 64 meters to 51 meters means that even though the bot is walking in the wrong direction for them, doesn't mean they're behind. They're still kind of winning, so that's good for them. You see Loop wraithing back to his team off the high ground. Bamboozle finds the kill they need. This looks like it's shaping up to be another fight win for Aimless eSports, which, if they do win this, will actually give them bot advantage, I would imagine.
It will.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a little few cracks in Fantasia right now. They're all in on this. They're Nano. They have to do everything. They're advancing. Did Aimless catch the point?
Honestly, Nano was clutch there. It was able to allow Saber to just like push everyone off the point.
Yeah, that was great play there. I was thinking that Aimless actually caught the point, but the Nano came out.
No forward spawns,
Spud made great work of it. So yeah, this is as close as it can be here.
And it looks like right now, Ari just not quite in the fight at the moment. So Aimless eSports can't even push in until Ari gets back. And it looks like, I think, a very smart decision here from Fantasia is that they don't even have to push the bot anymore. I mean, they're already playing to the geometry advantage by just playing up back here by bridge so that Ice can stay on the high ground. Although Bamboozle is going to find the kill on Apollo even through the high ground disadvantage. So good props to Bamboozle for finding that kill.
3 minutes on the clock right now with a ever so slight advantage to Fantasia.
If they can keep that advantage in, that just slight advantage, that's all they need to see another map. And that's exactly what they need to stay in the game.
What do we got to hold it? They don't have a lot to hold this. I think that I agree with that call. Just you can't contest it with without anything. What is hurting, I would say hurting Fantasia right now, is Luketage is getting caught out a little bit more. He's going for these flanks, and Aimless is calling him out, and he's suffering for it. He's getting punished.
He is getting punished.
And right,
yeah.
So if Fantasia can have Luketage just kind of rein that in just a little bit, whoa there, buddy, I think they'll have a little bit more punch up front. But now Aimless ahead on the push with Fantasia on the back foot here. So down to 2 minutes.
Not what you want to see if you're Fantasia. I mean, you held this lead for so long, and now we're down to just 2 minutes left. You lose the lead. You got to push it all the way back to the other side. It's going to start with getting this fight win. And this is what you want to see. You've got their tank. Ice got the kill that you needed Ice to get. So if you're Fantasia, you just play this safe, right? Don't do anything crazy. You don't have to like blow your entire ult pool. I see you coming up on 5 ults here. Do not blow your whole pool. Just one at a time. Be very careful. That's a sleep and a Suzu onto the Bob. Bob kills Tracer. Now we're gonna move forward.
I like that. They only committed one ult.
Yes. They
because
still have ult
this
advantage.
might be the final push. This could be with 1 minute 40 on the clock. We're rolling down here.
Ooh, Luke going down to Saber there.
I hate to draw attention to this. Ari has Death Blossom.
Yeah.
And he's been known to be potential, and that he's going for that back line.
You can already see the staging happening. This fight already looks like it's going to be in the favor of Aimless eSports, as they are just overwhelming the enemy team with angles right now. Like Saber, Sput can not stay alive here. He's getting antied. He's just too far out. Now, I mean, if you're oh my god, if you're Aimless right now, I mean, you're just holding the advantage you have. If you can just find a fight here on this bridge and not stray too far from this bridge, just keep running this clock down 50 seconds.
Here's a nuance. What we're seeing right now is a nuance of push. You have the advantage. You can dictate where this fight takes place.
Exactly.
You do not have to do it.
This is very smart from Aimless eSports. They don't have to fight anywhere else. It's on Fantasia at this point to win like multiple fights in a row. Here's a nano on the hog. Suzu comes down. That's a pick on Sput. 26 seconds left. Fantasia is just pressed to the ground right now. Something's got to go. And here's Ice. Ice actually hits so many kills. Oh my. Is he going to find the Tracer as well? Find Saber. Oh my god.
Nice
a 5K for Ice.
Sleep.
Oh my.
Ice is coming up MVP here. Is he gonna? Boy, I tell you, this is a. Now they can't get off. Now they don't have the luxury of stopping. They got to push it all the way, and the tanks are in catch-up mode. So you're gonna be running into 4v5 minus your tank.
Ice needs to play for Bob. It's the only ult they have available to them. Ice cannot die here. Has to get Bob. Has to play Bob. And here comes Reaper. Reaper's going to get this ult. This is going to be so devastating. This oh my god. So we do actually get the hook onto Ari. Ice gets Bob out. Bob kills 2. We're not over. This is not done. I thought that... Oh my god. I thought Reaper was going to end this. I was wrong. This is coming down to the wire. Tracer on cart. This could be it. Tracer, if they kill Tracer right here, the car could be pushing a little bit more. We probably do have one more fight. Is Ana going to stay alive here? Ana's just going to go and feed her life into that. That is maybe not ideal. Another death. Another death.
Ball. Both balls in play.
Yeah, ball I think is the play here. Although it's just time to kill, right? They just got to kill this ball and walk it a little more. I can't believe what I'm saying. I cannot believe what I'm saying. Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Oh my
god. Ice. Grabbing, shoving them all into the backpack and saying, "We're going for a ride, Fantasia. I'm taking you all the way."
Wow. Hats off to Ice. Amazing play from Ice here. Just doing so much damage. Such good aim on the Ashe. Unbelievable play here. Really impressive stuff. Wow.
And 2-2. We go into round 5. Tiebreaker. Control.
You know, I am so glad that the first feature match of our season here isn't turning out to be just like a 4-0, right? Because how many 4-0s were there last season in the summer 2022 tournament? I'll tell you, there were 9 of them. It was 75% of the matches. It was so sad. Like, there were 9 4-0s. This is the closest match we're going to see in a while. I imagine this is so close. This is insane. And as you correctly see in the chat right now, is people just going crazy for Ice. Ice absolutely just coming alive tonight.
Right.
Just
and he
insane.
did. Now, Mr. Tournament Director.
Yeah.
Are there any special rules here for choosing the map, or is it still loser picks?
It's still loser picks.
Or, okay.
So this is still this is be Aimless eSports pick.
Informing both teams here. Now, are any maps, since they've already played Lijiang, is that in play?
I would say that's not in play. Yeah, I would want to make sure on the rules handbook. But if it doesn't state that, then obviously the spirit behind it is that you should choose a different map.
Yeah, that's usually the way most tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So, Aimless has been informed of their pick, Busan or Oasis.
Wow. So if you're tuning in just now, then you're not tuning in at a bad time. I'll tell you that. This is pretty exciting. This is coming down to the wire. 2-2 Fantasia versus Aimless eSports. This has been really close game, and what's been really cool about it, it's been back and forth. Like one team wins a map, then the other team wins a map, then the other team wins a map, and there's no reverse sweep happening. It is literally just one, the other, then the other, and then the other. Crazy stuff. Unique team comps. I mean, I just love everything I'm seeing from top to bottom. This is such a cool game to watch.
Right. And we're seeing that Fantasia is relying a little bit on Ice. Like I said, when Ice swapped over to Widow earlier on these matches, let's go over the history. How did we get here? Okay, round 1, Lijiang Tower, Aimless takes it. Round 2, Hybrid, we were on Parisio, and Fantasia took it. Again, a little bit more brawly, but we did see some peaks on Fantasia of Ice trying to go with the Widow pick a little bit. Wasn't getting a lot of value out of it at the time, so they kind of swapped back over. Round 3, we went with Route 66, and that's where Aimless was able to move away in a way that they hadn't shown at all until tonight, or until this map. They went brawl with May that was able to really shut down Fantasia right out of the gate, burn a lot of time, and cap Route 66, even though Fantasia did a great job. Fantasia did a great job on defense. They stopped them first stage, which was a very winnable area. Like I've always said, I think Fantasia would look back and say Route 66 was the one that kind of got away.
Mm-hmm.
So now we roll into push, and we're seeing Fantasia dig one out. I mean, they had to go full on miner mode, go down to the deep dark bowels of what they could do, and find Ice and jump in his backpack and just ride it on out, because Ice was able to single-handedly win an absolutely critical fight that was at the moment where there was no time left. It was just kill it or lose, and that was the only choice they had. And Ice was able to rise to the occasion, put in some great plays, and Fantasia was able to move around, put Aimless in a really tough spot. They were just throwing anything that could stick. That's the problem with push. It's once you got it rolling, it can be a little chaotic, because you're just throwing fast-moving characters, whether they fit or not. You're just trying to slow down Jason, and that's what they did. Came up just ever so short. Fantasia was able to take that win, which brings us to 2-2, and now both teams are going to be rolling into Oasis. As
Okay.
the final map.
All right. So it looks like they have chosen Oasis. So we've seen Lijiang, and now we're going to see Oasis. It's going to be exciting stuff. Oasis, I think, honestly, a perfect map choice for us, because I think that we're going to see a very close game on this map. I think that this is really going to come down to map number 3, and it's going to come down to overtime. And that's exactly what every single one of these people in the audience wants to see as well.
Yep. And again, thanks for joining us here. Looking for Gold Scrims, our inaugural Winter 2023 tournament kickoff match here. I am co-host here, Cajun Wise Guy, one of the OG first-person shooters from the Day of Doom.
Indeed.
Run through Quake and all that. And Asmund here is joining me tonight as producer extraordinaire. And trust me, as a producer, I know it is a tough job.
It's a tough job. It's a pretty tough job.
It's a tough job. It's a legit tough job. So really want to thank everyone for showing up tonight, because we've got a 2-2 tie here. One last map for all the marbles. Going to be asking the teams if they're ready, instead of just tossing them in, as I am wont to do, as run many tournaments in my past.
Indeed.
Both we've got R from Fantasia is ready. Waiting on Aimless.
I dropped a link to our Discord in the Twitch chat. If you were interested in what Discord that was, obviously that is ours.
All right. Production ready. Fantasia ready. Aimless's eSports is ready.
Everyone's ready.
Oh, let's get it on.
This is what we want to see. I'm so excited.
Welcome to Oasis.
Welcome to Oasis. Words to live by, honestly. Okay. One more time, Apollo. Just give me the Brig. That would be kind of cool. I think that if you were going to play Brig at all, wouldn't you play it on a control map? What a cool map to play Brig. That would be kind of cool. Anyway.
Well, both teams have thrown wild cards out here. Both teams have thrown, like I said, if you're playing Overwatch Bingo, you're getting a lot of slots filled.
True.
So let's see what we've got here tonight, and are we going to have any wild cards? I'm seeing Saber on D.Va, but again, until they commit to rolling out, I haven't seen a lot of D.Va play tonight. Have we seen any D.Va play tonight?
Yes, we have, actually. Parry, CO, defense. First round, we did see a little bit of a D.Va, and I think it was from Saber as well. So, not the first time we've seen some D.Va, and actually, as long as you can DM the hooks from Sput, I don't see it being too bad. D.Va generally does play a spammier kind of comp. So let's kind of see how they run it. If they're looking to play like a full dive, which I don't think they are, because if you look at their team comp right now, they are absolutely playing a range pressure comp, which is what you'd expect from a current meta D.Va comp. That pick, not what you want to see if you're Aimless eSports. Sput coming in huge for his team. The res comes down. Is the res going to fire up? It does. Ari comes back, and Mercy pays for it. Unfortunately, she goes down.
So Deku, yeah, this is a tit for tat. Neither team is willing to give an inch here.
Not an inch at all.
Slight advantage here, Fantasia. They might be able to flip it. Might be able to start that clock on fire.
Good.
Alright, Fantasia's got the clock started.
Clock has definitely started here. It's going to be 6% on board for Fantasia. Definitely what they want to see, although if you kind of look at the board at the moment, Aimless eSports really has control of this high ground, and that is something that Fantasia's going to have to keep in mind. Now here we have Bamboozle on the top with the overclock. What are they going to be able to find?
Well, they got Apollo out early. That was critical. I mean, getting on Apollo and getting their Ana knocked out quick was really a huge play here. So I think we're going to be seeing a point swap here on the Aimless. Aimless now 32% Fantasia. Aimless on the board.
And with this team comp that Aimless eSports has, in fact, I think it's easier for them to defend than attack. So now that they even have the point, I think they can hold it for quite a while, as long as they play their cards right.
Right, and we do have a swap. I want to call Apollo went from Ana to Lucio.
Ana to Lucio, okay. Lunar is going to take a bit of a drink there. And it looks like Aimless eSports up pretty heavily here in this team fight. They're going to get every pick they need, and we're also, just by the way, we did see a swap from on Sput over to the Ramatra. So that's another little swap. And we're Sput going back over to, or not back
To
over.
Diva?
They're gonna match the Diva. Okay, have you seen people match Diva very often? Not often.
No, I
right?
have not.
Like that doesn't
But if
happen
you want
much.
to call, I want to call it Lutage is at 95%. His weakness throughout the night has he's getting called out on some of his flanks. Is he going to get production? Because he has to get some production. They got to get to the high ground. Steve out of mech. They got to get Steve out of mech, and then he can blossom.
Hopefully. So right now, Aimless eSports still having a pretty big control over the high ground right now. Although, if you just see, oh my god, wait a minute, Luke just jumped off the high ground. Not jump, he got booped off the high ground.
He got booped off. He booped off.
Actually, big play from Saber there. I wouldn't have thought to even do that. He's ready with the Jets to get that boop that he needs. Ice on that off angle is actually huge. That damage boosted Dynamite's going to pay huge dividends for him.
Yeah, now they're running it to 90% here. It's almost all in on Fantasia. They've got to make a big play here. What that play is, they're trying to get that Death Blossom going in the back line. Unfortunately, not a lot of production out of it because of Diva.
Always exciting to see the dueling Kitsune rushes. There is the resurrection onto Bionic Berry, as Ice doing everything they can to net the Bob, get the kills they need, but not quite. Wow.
Aimless.
Aimless came to play. Wow.
Score.
All right, as Fantasia, are you making adjustments or are you doubling down with the gal that brought you to the dance?
Ready for battle.
Are you going back to Brawl?
Are you? That's a good question. This is a good map to go back to Brawl if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
If you were
If
smelling
you
some
wanted
Brawl,
to.
this was the one to be
This
coming
is
back.
it.
And as you can see, Saber smells it. Saber is on board with Cajun as he switches over to the Reinhardt. Now, what about Sput? Sput still on the Diva. Oh, Saber goes over to the Orisa. Sput over to the Monkey. What? Wait, what is Fantasia's comp? What is Ash in a Monkey comp? You know what?
We got Tracer now. We got Tracer. Ice on Tracer.
Okay. So I'm welcome to be surprised. That's all. What a spear! Oh my god, forcing the jump out of Sput there, and the monkey bubble going down. That was actually like a really solid play from Aimless eSports there, completely denying the high ground altogether from Fantasia. And now they've just got it. Although point does unlock in 2 seconds, they are going to have to jump off, and that's a big jump with a bubble from Sput. Okay, and now the fight's kind of breaking out in this pretty scrappy way on point here. And it looks like Aimless eSports is so close to capping. It's really just Ice on the Tracer kind of holding it. And that's a cap.
There, that flip. There you go. So Aimless.
But they're barely holding it. It's just on the edge.
Yeah, at this point, hey, the rest of the point don't matter.
True.
They're hardcore Brawl. Stack on Orisa. And yeah, you want to dive us, Monkey? Go for it. Go for it. I'll turn golden. I got a Reaper right here with me with Ari. Go for it. Go for it. Come on. Jump me.
Ice is finding some value here. Able to take down the Baptiste is pretty big, and they're really just on that Sojourn like crazy. Are they going to be fun to pick? I mean, it looks like Ice doing a great job following up with what their Winston is doing. It was kind of in the favor of Fantasia for a moment there, but with a couple of losses and now with the Orisa back in action, I just think that eSports got this stabilized.
Fantasia needs a hard reset, and they need to figure out what they're doing here because
God, this rush has to be insane.
Right. They really need to target somebody and make it die.
Right. Here's the rush. It's got to happen right now. This needs to be big. That Saber ult could be kind of big too. Oh my. Okay. Bamboozle also coming in clean with the overclock. Finding another pick that they need. Deku gets a pick onto Lunar.
Sput made the adjustment to Hog.
That could be the thing they need. I mean, really just any change right now because Aimless eSports seems to be running away with this. They're already one map up. It's 77%. This fight matters. Do not get picked. Do not get booped. No. That is not what you want to say if you're Fantasia.
You know, but hats off to Sput. He had to go for something.
He had to go for something.
High risk, high reward plays at this point for Fantasia. They're just trying to make something work here. So
wow.
Aimless takes it in 2, so...
Oh my god. I thought this really was going to go the distance all the way to the third map, but Aimless eSports just comes in, just brings the most heat. That's crazy. What a game. Still, what a game. Actually super close from both teams here.
Right. Both teams put everything into this. Both teams made great adjustments. Both teams brought out comps that are non-meta. Both teams played meta. It was certainly a match where teams were trying to play to their strengths with an eye to the other team and what they're doing. And for Fantasia, unfortunately, I think they had to gamble. Like I've always said, hey, the other team has momentum. How do you interrupt the momentum? You try to throw them a comp that they haven't seen. You try to interrupt them a little bit, and they went with a rush. They went with kind of a dive. Unfortunately, Aimless eSports was just so hardcore brawl. There was no way for you to dive into that and get any production. So that's just sometimes the dice you got to roll. Fantasia, maybe they could have made a little bit of adjustment sooner, but at that point, you like I said, they knew what they were going to try to do, and they tried to execute on it. So hats off to Fantasia. I think they played a really strong game throughout this. Aimless was really good on the poke. I think they were a little bit stronger on the ult combos, and we saw weaknesses in their game as well. I think individual skill, like once Ice caught on fire, there was really no DPS on Aimless that was matching up with that.
Absolutely, and
that they had no answer for it. And when Fantasia went Brig, they had no answer for that. So that was the weakness for Aimless, is that their reactions or their ability to adapt. They had to adapt at the beginning of the map, and that's what they did. And then they kind of rolled through that set. But if you could catch them off guard in the map, then you had a decent advantage. And we saw this on Parisio. So overall, great inaugural match here. So Fantasia coming up just a little bit short at 2. Aimless eSports coming out on top in the final round 5 on Oasis there. So, Asmund, any final thoughts here?
Well, I can just say a super big GG to both teams. Congratulations to Aimless eSports. I'm sure despite Aimless eSports win, Fantasia will still be feared throughout this tournament because that was still an awesome performance from them. People will see Ice on the battlefield and they will quiver in fear. I would too, honestly. So really good stuff, I think, coming from both teams. Really awesome first match. I really couldn't have asked for better. I want to thank every single viewer who came and joined us for our inaugural debut feature match for this tournament, and I am looking forward to the next ones.
As always, bonsoir. Everyone have a great night, great weekend, great week, and please catch our other matches that are going to be upcoming in this tournament.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.